faithful. He's faithful. I can trust him. When I say you can trust him, like, and it's hard for our minds, our finite minds, us being human, it's hard for us to just understand that we have someone who will not lie to us, who wants good for us, who's always good. That's something I always keep in my mind. That's something my granny always tell me about, like, growing up, was, you know, God is always good. And I never understood it until, like, I really became intimate with him. Like, you know, I was born again. Last year in September is when I gave my life to Christ again. And if you want to know, I haven't told, like, my testimony yet, really. But I would say listen to Deliver Me by Donald Lawrence. That song just really, that's just one that really will explain, you know, God really rescuing me from myself, rescuing me from, you know, just what I was getting into, you know, like from going through trauma to healing to then trying to heal or trying to get fulfillment through things in the world. I had got into like new age practices. I was like just out here like smoking. I was isolated a lot. Like it was bad. Like I got isolated really bad. I was depressed. I mean, I guess I'm sharing y'all with my testimony, but you know, I'm telling you, nothing helped me more than when, like, you know, like the Holy Spirit just came over me. I'm telling y'all, I was at home. I'm just walking, like pacing back and forth. Like this was during a time, like I felt like, cause you know, when you get into these things, when you get into the world, like you really open up the door for like the enemy to attack you and torment you. And I feel like that's one of his like greatest weapons is in your mind. And I spent a lot of time in my mind. It was never not a time I wasn't triggered. It was never not a time that I didn't think about something that bothered me, or I wasn't thinking about something that just consumed me. I was just so consumed, like it was so bad. And I was just at that time that day, I was just kind of just going through it mentally, and I'm just pacing back and forth. I'm crying. I'm like telling like my mom, I'm telling Shania, I'm just telling them, I'm like, y'all, we gotta go to Granny house, we gotta go to church, we gotta get prayed for, because you know at that time I'm like, you know, I'm putting more emphasis on her, like she got the power, and not realizing, you know, like her power is through Christ, her power is through God, you know, he gives her the power. But I mean, couldn't nobody save me but him. And I'm telling y'all, it was like a veil was lifted off of my eyes, and I just broke. I'm on the phone with my granny at this time too, so she just hear me yelling, crying. I mean, I'm just apologizing, because I'm telling y'all, when you young, you don't really pay attention to exactly what those who are over you, your authority that's over you, you don't pay attention to what they say. You don't take heed to it. You don't really understand the importance of it, even if it's so simple. So simple. It's so many things that my granny used to talk to me about that came back to me, and I was just like, man, I wish I wouldn't even wasted that time. You know, you don't be want to waste that time. You be want to go back, but it's like he said, I've restored the years that the locusts have eaten and all of that, like, you know, so we just got our time back, you know. And I just fell to my knees. I'm just crying, just saying I'm sorry. I didn't know, just apologizing. And then all my granny said was like, you know, like she heard him. She said he told her, like, tell her I hear her. And when she told me that, I just had like a relief. And you know, like the enemy don't want you to, you know, the enemy don't want you to let go of your old life, you know. So after that time, you know, I was getting attacked, you know, like within my mind, like just lies, deceit. But the best thing I can say you could do is keep seeking him. Like literally, you may not understand the word at that time, but I'm telling you, the Holy Spirit will help you. When they say the Holy Spirit is the helper, he is the helper. He will help you, and that's what helped me. I'm sorry if I'm talking for a long time, but
she can talk.
I just love talking about this.
She gets started.
I love talking about this. I do. I can't lie. I find joy in talking about it, and I'm gonna talk about it.
Look, I just be letting her go.
Yeah, I be sounding like my granny for real, because
we're gonna talk.
I'm gonna go in detail because I need you to know.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. I just be letting
having a relationship with God is the best thing I have ever done. It's the best thing I've ever done. And that too is why I kind of be like low key too, because I don't want the things I used to want. You know, I'm not pursuing the things I used to pursue, because everything I used to pursue wasn't, you know, it was for my desires. It was for like my pride, like because of my insecurities, to find fulfillment within myself or in the world, you know. And it's just different. These days, I'm more patient. And I feel like I'm just in a space where I don't want to go where God isn't leading me. Where if He's not there, I don't want to go. If it's something that He's not calling me to do, then I just don't want to do it. You know, so that's really why, you know, you haven't really seen me on like the internet and things like that, because I just don't desire what I used to desire. And I'm just kind of, you know, just waiting to see my direction, where He's taking me, you know. So yeah, I would say that. Honestly, I'm gonna give y'all one more word. Just remember, God is